My name is Amara Singh, and I am 26 years old living in a bustling city where dreams are born but so are nightmares. I have always been a fighter, a person who believes in love and kindness, yet life has taught me that not everyone shares that philosophy. My world was bright, filled with friends and laughter until I discovered the man I thought I loved, my boyfriend Raj, was not who he seemed. Raj was charming, witty, and had a way of making me feel like the only person in the universe. We met in college, and for years our relationship felt like a fairy tale. Everyone around us admired our bond. I thought I had experienced true happiness, but I was blissfully ignorant of the storm brewing beneath the surface. The first cracks began to show when I noticed how secretive he had become, how his phone seemed to have a life of its own. I dismissed my instincts, believing that love meant trusting without reservation. But one fateful evening, my world was turned upside down. I found it an Instagram message from another woman, complete with flirty emojis and sweet nothings. My heart shattered into a million pieces at that moment. I confronted him, ready for a denial or a desperate apology, but instead I was met with indifference. Raj did not deny anything, he simply shrugged it off, claiming I was overreacting. The pain of betrayal cut deeper than any knife. I realized I had to do something I never thought I would consider: revenge. I wanted justice for the emotional turmoil he had put me through. I devised a plan that would show him the consequences of his actions and shine a light on the darkness he had brought into my life. I slowly began to gather evidence of his infidelity, screenshotting every message and photo I could find that proved his betrayal, hoping to expose him in a way that would resonate with the people around us. I thought that revealing his true nature would not only free me but might also wake him up to the reality of how he was treating people. But as I tried to gather proof, I faced hurdle after hurdle. Raj was cunning, and he instinctively grew more cautious, more secretive. He deleted messages and blocked me from seeing his online activity. I felt powerless and frustrated, as though I were chasing shadows that danced just beyond my fingertips. Days turned into weeks, and I felt myself spiraling down into despair. Each failed attempt only magnified my feelings of worthlessness and inadequacy. How could I let him off the hook without doing anything? Would people believe me if I told them? I felt I was at my lowest point, the bond I once cherished now poisoning my very being. Then one evening, as I sat on my couch scrolling through social media, a thought struck me like a bolt of lightning. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment to reveal how Raj had tormented my heart, I could create a narrative that would do more than just hurt him. I could trap him in a web of his own lies. I began to devise a strategy far more intricate than merely gathering evidence. I would create a fake profile on social media, posing as a new girl in town who just found out Raj was single. I would entice him, flirt back, and make him believe I was infatuated with him. I wanted to pull him in and expose him at the very height of his arrogance. It was a dangerous game, but I felt desperate and empowered. The plan started to unfold easily. Using my newfound profile, I messaged him and began an online relationship filled with playful banter and feigned admiration. To my surprise, Raj fell right into my trap. He responded eagerly, and soon we were exchanging messages filled with excitement. I presented myself as enchanting and intriguing, just the kind of distraction a guy like him would crave. As I communicated with him, I took meticulous notes, capturing every compliment and flirty word to use against him later. The thrill of my little revenge plan surged through me, but I still worried about the potential fallout. What if he found me out before I could expose him? Or worse, what if my plan backfired? My heart raced as I questioned whether I had done the right thing, but the sweet taste of vengeance was intoxicating. It became a cat-and-mouse game full of tension and unease. I carefully maneuvered the conversation, revealing just enough to lure him in while still keeping my true identity hidden. I thought I was in control until the day I received an unexpected message from Raj. He said he wanted to meet. My stomach dropped. I had underestimated him. But I was in too deep now. I had to follow through with my plan. I would meet him, and then I would reveal who I was, shattering the facade he had built. I felt as though I stood on the edge of a cliff, peering into the abyss that awaited. The day of our encounter arrived, and my heart thumped in my chest as I arrived at the little cafe where we decided to meet. I chose a seat by the window so I could see his expressions clearly. When Raj walked in, he radiated confidence, absolutely oblivious to the chaos that was about to unfold. With a smile that could charm anyone, he approached me, and I felt my heart race with nervous energy. As we chatted, I played my role flawlessly, masking my true self behind a smile. Just as he leaned in, I decided it was time for the dramatic reveal. I stood up, took a deep breath, and pulled out my phone, showing him the messages I had saved, evidence of his betrayal. I watched as his face morphed from confusion to horror, and finally to anger. "You have no idea what you're doing," he snapped, his voice shaking with fury. But I did. I had taken everything he thought he knew about me and twisted it right back toward him. As the cafe patrons looked on, I revealed my true identity. "It is not about the woman you cheated on me with. It is about how you made me feel like I was not enough. I'm here to show everyone what kind of person you really are." I pointed out that my heart was not an object to be played with, and that I deserved so much more. The cafe erupted in whispers as my words sank in, leaving Raj exposed in front of everyone who had looked up to him, leaving him to face the shame of his actions. I walked out feeling a mix of satisfaction and relief, knowing I had taken my power back. The aftermath flooded social media with reactions and discussions about Raj's true colors. As I watched it unfold from a distance, I felt lighter, freer. My heart healed slowly but surely, knowing I had done the right thing for myself. I found solace in the support of friends who reminded me that I was worthy of love without deception. Months later, I found myself living a new life. No longer held captive by heartbreak, I embraced my passions, rediscovering parts of myself that I had neglected. I joined a club for art enthusiasts, something I had always wanted to explore but never had the courage. I made new friends who were supportive, uplifting, and genuinely inspiring. As I continued to flourish, I encountered unexpected twists along the way. Raj tried to reach out to me, claiming he had changed, but I saw through his attempts to gain sympathy. Instead of feeling tempted, I saw him for what he really was, a lesson learned. Revenge had set me free, reshaping my life into something beautiful and new. I was no longer merely Amara Singh, the girl wronged. I was a woman who reclaimed her strength and stepped boldly into life's endless possibilities.